were searching for trying to live instead of actually living. You were searching for it constantly. Like even in the like my dad's been like 5 religions, man. Like all kinds of like he was just
5
constantly.
religions.
Look, he's been a Buddhist. He's
I was
been
about to say, I was
Catholic.
about to ask you,
Yeah.
Buddhist, Catholic, what
Yep.
else?
Buddhist, Catholic, Baptist,
Okay.
Pentecostal,
Okay.
and Episcopalian.
So he didn't been just
Yeah,
jump.
yeah.
I
So
was,
you saw what's love got to do with it, right? You know, when she's doing Namyo Renge Kyo, that's my dad's because it's an offshoot of regular Buddhism. What she was doing.
yeah.
It's not the singular. It's not Buddhism. It's an offshoot of. It's an American version of Buddhism. I mean,
Yeah.
before we get into it, everybody can look it up. It's a certain Hanzu something, but neither
Yeah.
here nor there. But he's been all that stuff. I remember he used to take me to that stuff and everything when I was a shorty.
You used
And
to be at
everything.
the Buddhist temple?
Yes, I have. I've been multiple times. That's how I know the chant Namyo Renge Kyo.
So when he passed, did he pass as a
No,
Buddhist?
they had like different people came up for different disciplines.
Man. Okay. I'm
Hey,
about to try to
hey,
find a
my dad was like,
positive.
you ever see the movie Colors?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Remember what the dude had? He was a Crip and a Blood.
That's what I'm trying to find a positive. So it just feels like that
I think it was Glenn Plummer. I think it's Glenn Plummer is the actor. He was a
he
Crip and a
didn't.
Blood.
So he got friends everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
he did, but it like a lot of his friends. I felt like most of there was our family, like as many friends he had. It wasn't a lot of his friends. There was his funeral, so it made me like, how long they really gonna mourn you? Like, would you like this is it? Like as much as you would, ran around and kicked it and be at the parties and be out of town and doing this and doing that. Yo, ain't nobody here when you gone.
How did that make you feel though when you realized
I kept
that?
hearing the song by Thug Life. How long will they mourn you?
Yeah, that made me feel just even thinking about, and I hate thinking about death because I've experienced it so much.
Yeah.
It's just that like, how will I be remembered by? What is my impact that I'm going to leave? You know?
And it's a
And
weird thing because I don't believe in the idea of legacy too much. Like,
mhm.
I think it's overblown, like the idea like my legacy. Because shout out to Teddy Simpson, man. He brought to me like some years ago. I was like, man, I gotta get my legacy, my daughter. He's like, after two generations, nobody's gonna remember who the fuck you are, right? At all, regardless of what you did. Regardless, if you set up all this stuff for everybody, nobody's gonna remember you after 2-3 generations. It ain't gonna even
Nobody.
matter. It's just how do the people that are closest you feel about you, not a legacy of like, oh, I'm the dude. Like, even if you get a hall at your college name, nobody's gonna know who you are.
That's how I feel too. I really just only wanted to be remembered fondly by those who like fuck with me for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, I'm not trying to be remembered in the skies by some random ass people.
Yeah.
Just like those who mess with me, those who really are down for me. And I want to leave a good standing impact in their life.
Yes, it was just, and I felt bad for my aunt, man, because he died in my aunt's house. And
Oh.
she had been helping him out and everything.
Uh-huh.
For the last couple since 2023, he moved back to
Yeah.
Chicago from Tampa
Okay.
in 2023, and she had been helping him out and everything or whatnot. And he was getting a little odd job. My dad always got a job, but he just constantly was flipping jobs. He was just he literally was Tommy from Martin. That's why it used to be so funny to me. Like I'm dead ass. I used to be like, yo, that's my Tommy is my dad, and people would be like, what? I was like, you don't understand, no, for real. Tommy's my dad because you don't know what he doing. He
You
just
he had a job though,
or he'd have a little hustle, or and my dad was good to get a job and then build a hustle off the job.
and both failed.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So my
And,
dad, I never forget, man. My dad worked for Carpet Land. It was like basically a carpet company in the
okay.
Chicago area. And I spent every summer, every Christmas there from the age of 9 all the way until I went to college. Every
Okay.
Christmas, every summer, I was there, except for maybe like the last 2 summers I was working here in St. Louis, so I didn't go. But anyway, my dad worked for Carpet. He had a little hookup with somebody to be able to get some carpet for the low, or got a bit truck hit a bump. I don't know, but he was able to get carpet out,
Okay.
carpet out of there. So he would go try to sell it to random people in the hood, on the south side of Chicago. And,
What?
but then he would try to he would try to have his own little company where he would have a cat install it for him and everything. But he'd get in the carpet through Carpet Land.
Girl, your dad is not boosting carpet.
Yes, he was boosting carpet.
Your dad is not boosting
Yes.
carpet.
Look, my grandfather told me a story, and that's a whole nother thing because he is generational with my grandfather, the way he treated my dad and his siblings. Right. And he was like, yeah, your dad came through one time and just sold me some suits and told me to give him the money for it later. He just dropped them off at his house and was like, just give me the money later. You don't know where he got them from. They was his size, and they was my size and everything. So my dad was Tommy.
Okay. All right. So I see that. So comparison to your dad and how you are, what is the, because I know it's a big difference, but what have you noticed in yourself? Like you was just like, nah, I couldn't even fuck with this on this level.
We're very both of us are gregarious people.
Okay.
But my dad will. One of the difference is that we're both affable people, gregarious, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. But my dad didn't understand when he didn't know shit and like just to chill and just fall back and just kind of be a fly on the wall. That's something I've been able to do. My dad would be just saying some dumb, and I'd be like, man, you just talking some dumb nigga shit. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. You know, like those are some of those things, you know, he would do because he just think he would know stuff or whatever. And I'd be like, you know, you don't know. If you don't know, it's cool to fall back and just listen, or just sometimes I just don't want to talk and I'm just fall back. You know, he was always had to be in the mix.
Okay, so he always had to be.
He's a Libra.
Yeah. Well, my dad's a Libra, but you know, my dad is a different Libra. He the quiet ones.
Okay. Yeah, but a lot of Libras trying to be up in the mix.
He do. I'm not gonna lie though. He do be like around the mix, but he be quiet though.
Yeah, so my dad want to be in the mix. He want to be a part of the mix. You can hear him laughing from like a mile away. You know, his laugh is that kind of laugh. But it was some things that were cool. Like I'm not gonna like there were a lot of people talking about like how he gave a lot of energy. Where like two of his other jobs sent in stuff, one from Tampa, one from Atlanta, sent in emails about him, and we're like, hey, how much his energy was infectious and kept everybody wanting to be at work. You know, nice. Yeah. It's just that, and maybe it's like I've told people, man. Me and my dad
would. That in you though. You the same.
Yeah, but I could be totally laid back and not want to talk either though.
Sure. That's an Aquarius.
Yep. Yep.
Go ahead.
But it was one of the things of like he just didn't like. It's like he can't get right.
Mm-hmm. It's
like everything he couldn't get right.
He couldn't find his mark. He couldn't find his way.
One of the things he was dope at, man, and the thing that technology caught it to him. He's a dope ass photographer. He was a dope ass photographer. Dope photographer. Like my dad was the club of photographer.
The picture guy.
My dad had I'm good. I'm gonna get them backdrops too. He got them and I'm getting them when I go back to Chicago. I want to have a whole bunch of them.
I say I want them backdrops in Womanology podcast.
Yes, I will give you some. He got the legit ones that you pull up and you sit in the back and it's somebody in a wicker chair sitting at Club Neon's women's night, ladies' night on there.
Do he got the ones that got the airbrush?
Yes, he got those too.
Corvettes on them.
And he's got the clubs too though. So it's like a relic with the actual club. He got 13 of them.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get him take them back with me, but yeah.
No.
My dad was the club photographer too.
All right, so I got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So, because you talked about your dad and how he wasn't able to just land his foot on his mark or whatever, is that the reason why you as yourself is more just more serious about being successful in your career and with all your, endeavors?
I don't know. I've really been thinking about that because I didn't realize that I had to be a self-starter because my dad wasn't around. Because I didn't realize. Mm-hmm. I realized that my dad be on some stuff, but I didn't realize how. And my hatred for him, I wouldn't say hatred, my dislike for him increased when I became a father. That's when it really, like, if I never had a kid, you
You
be like,
wouldn't.
dang, that's messed up. My dad passed, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have really like I would have been like, oh, he'd be on that. That's just him.
Mhm.
But when you understand how much it is to raise someone to be for real in their life, not just financially, emotionally, mentally, all those different things, and like how
Mhm.
much it is and how rewarding it is and how much it is, you start being like, oh, I was being neglected.
I was about to say, how has that impacted you?
Cause you be like, yo, he only saw me in the summers and at Christmas. And then when I was there, I would be at other family members' house. So how much did he even spend with me? So you start really breaking it down of like, he don't know me for real. I used to always joke like I used to tell him like you don't even know my favorite color. And he would be like, oh no, I know your favorite. I was like, no, you don't. You can't name before I got with my lady. I'd be like, name one girlfriend of mine ever in my life. Just
Right.
one. He couldn't
Right.
name one.
But that's because he didn't spend enough time with you. And that's because he didn't get a chance to know you and mold you. So that has to be like a whole nother type of reflection that you had to do. So how
Yeah.
many reflections have you had since this whole experience? From the time you found out? Honestly, to be for real, you probably still reflecting on the whole experience.
Oh, every day I come up the Ponzi scheme thing that I like. I really want to take that and like expound on that one, like in like a
Yeah, go
book
ahead.
form, because it gave me grace with him in a lot of ways. Because it's like, man, that's so many people in this world that think they got time, that think that, and then not even this that they think that you can make up for time lost because you were able to accomplish this one thing, and that don't
Mm-hmm.
mean nothing. If you
Mm-mm.
all this time in between here don't mean nothing. So it makes me think about all the different people that chase money,
Mm-hmm.
chase these different things, and like, oh, I'm trying to get this bag. I'm gonna be able to get my kids gonna love it when they get older. Maybe, or they may hate your guts and be at Harvard, but hate your guts.
They might, because you never got a chance to learn him. He never got a chance to pour into you. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
like when you became a dad, you was like, how could you not be a part of my life when I'm every day here with her? I'm every
Yeah,
day here with my daughter.
yeah.
So
That's the killer though. That's the one that, and I think if you're a compassionate person, male or
podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss like you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
For sure.
health,
Femininity, parenthood, dating
definitely
as
dating.
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists.
Yeah,
So,
but also to people who grew up like with both parents, married parents, and then like you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her
yeah.
siblings and my siblings. So yeah, so it's from that
Looking
perspective.
yeah
As
looking at
that.
life through that lens, so
Yeah.
you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us being women going through life as parents and all of these awesome attributes. But
Yeah.
yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.